Hello and welcome back to FTL and the ship of the nice great explorers. Unfortunately, we have one less great explorer due to the fact that Magellan may or may not have been hit by some form of terrible alien virus, turned against the crew, and was viciously killed by Cortez. Look, weird things happened. At least we have Lauren, who is a guy, to make up for the fact that Magellan is dead. I guess that's some consolation. I don't know. Hard to tell. Anyway, we're going into the next sector, which will be an uncharted nebula. We've been in a few of these. Actually, we seem to really enjoy uncharted nebulas. I don't actually like uncharted nebulas all that much. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put them somewhere around like a 4 in terms of... Actually, in terms of overall areas, I'd probably put it at like a 6. They're not that bad. On the other hand, this does occasionally happen where we're being boarded. Luckily, we don't have to kill Magellan this time, which was quite a harrowing experience, I must note. Oh my word. Cortez, you having a bit of trouble there? Seems like things aren't going to go too well for you. Okay, what are we going to do about this? I think... Okay, here's the strat. We're not going to fight them in this rear section of the ship. What we're going to do is instead retreat out, and we're going to vent the back half of the ship. In fact, actually, we're going to do this. We're going to vent the entirety of the ship, except for the med bay. The crew is going to retreat to the med bay, and we're going to have to duke it out with our enemies right out here. That poor guy who's stuck destroying the weapons right now. I mean, there were 4 guys that boarded. There's a guy who's literally slowly suffocating because he was stuck on destroying the weapons duty. Oh, and he's dead too. Oh. What a beautiful, brave warrior was that one intruder who just stuck in the weapons bay while everyone else went to the med bay. Oh, that was actually a pretty good strategy. That worked out a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, I thought we'd still incur a lot more damage than this. That was brilliant. Who came up with that? Was it Cortez? It was probably Cortez. I mean, I feel like Earhart's not really much of a fighter. And I don't know about Lauren. Lauren's a bit sketchy overall. I mean, I admittedly can't necessarily blame him for his name. That's not the right thing to do in this situation. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, because I may or may not be a terrible person. Having checked the numerous people who have died at the hands of Cortez due to my decision-making of Cortez, it does seem as though we would be pretty terrible. But on the other hand, there is a damaged Federation cruiser in the nebula, so let's attempt to follow them. We got a person! It's not Magellan, but it's Davian. You get lucky and find them floating not too deep into the nebula, thrilled to be found by friendlies. They come on board. Thank you. Welcome, Davian. You will officially be the shield person. Now that we've got 4 crew members, in all likelihood, we will very swiftly lose one, because that's what happened last time we got another crew member. I'm going to say it's probably going to be either Cortez or Earhart, because they've survived far too many jumps at this point. But anyway, we do need to head on forward, see what we got. Is there going to be any ships in this place? Aha, here's a ship. It appears that an automated rebel scout was positioned in the nebula. Oh, it is also trying to FTL away. I am very sorry, automated scout. I cannot allow you to do that under any circumstances. We are going to have to deal with your systems there, if you don't mind. We missed the missile. Yeah, that's not good. This is actually really bad. You can't run from me! Don't you run. I'm watching you. You better not run. There we go. Okay. We've taken down the actual bridge of this ship, so it won't be able to flee from us. It has caused a minor hull rupture in this area, I believe. We're gonna have to send some people to go fix that. I mean, nobody wants to fix minor or major hull ruptures, because it does require going out into basically the vacuum of space, which I'm pretty sure none of our crew are set to go out into the vacuum of space. So this is some good stuff. 1 fuel, 1 drone, 14 scrap. Solid. Cortez and Lauren, cross your fingers. You're going into the breach area. Yeah, see. Totally a breach. You can hear it all hear all the air hiss out when the breaches hit. So, you know, you don't necessarily need sensors to be able to see it. We have that sixth sense of being able to understand where all of the hull breaches are on our ship. I mean, it's a nice sixth sense. I mean, it's good. It helps in certain situations, but at the same time, it's a pretty bad one, because if you ever have to use said sixth sense, things have gone terribly wrong because your ship has just exploded. What is this? You jump into a calmer part of the nebula, however your relief fades as a rebel scout jumps to the beacon and moves into attack. Well, at least it's not trying to actually go back to the fleet this time. Oh, that is a pretty quick ion cannon, isn't it? That thing can take down the entirety of our shields if we're not careful. In saying that, I mean, missing that shot was not what I would define as careful. Who's the weapons person? Cortez? Cortez, you're supposed to love doing this kind of stuff. Come on now. It's a native automated rebel scout. That's exactly what you should be, like, pining to destroy here. It's a native. Jeez. Well, in the very least, Cortez seems to have improved. Okay, take it back. I was gonna say he's improved his aim a bit, but it's clear that no such thing has occurred. He is still just as bad of an aim as he was a few moments ago. Luckily for Cortez, though, we basically don't really need to go that quickly. This thing can't actually pierce our shields without that ion cannon there. Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Rebel Automated Scout. I hope that you weren't planning to, like, be anywhere or survive the coming moments, because there's really no chance of that. You're unfortunately quite dead at this point. Goodbye, my friend. You're not really my friend. That was just a saying. It's not really the case. Oh, we got 34 scrap from that? Oh, that's crazy. That is actually a really legitimately large quantity of scrap. I mean, we don't really have anything to spend it on. Ideally, we want to upgrade weapons, but we don't have another weapon to actually run. So probably the best move is going to be to just, like, sit back and wait for a store or another weapon to come along, so that we can then, you know, try to work that out that way. What is this? You jump into a sector of the nebula beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves into attack. Should we fight him? I think we can fight him. Actually, we're gonna prepare to fight. It appears he has a mind control device of some sort, and actually a lot of shields. This was a poor decision, I will note. I was hoping that this would go a lot more in our favor, but unfortunately, things do not look like they are going to go very nicely for us. In the very least, that was a pretty solid shot. Okay, if we can take down the shields, we have a good chance at this. With the shields down, people, aim your weapons upon their weapon systems. Please take them down before they do an inordinate quantity of damage to us. Cortez! Get control of yourself, sir! Are you trying to destroy our weapons array? Do not try to destroy our weapons array, thank you very much. We kind of need that weapons array to fight, Cortez. That's basically your favorite thing to do. Oops, did we just fire a missile? That was not intended. I just switched the position of our two weapons, so hotkeys were in the wrong place. It's not the best. In the very least, we have managed to actually survive that, although we took a lot more damage than I hoped that we would in the course of that. That was quite unfortunate. I'm blaming Cortez because Cortez tried to destroy our own ship, which I don't take kindly to. Cortez, if in the future you feel the urge to release your primal rage, which of course you shouldn't because you are supposed to be bringing civilization to the uncivilized people, so if you're dealing with primal rage, you're probably not doing it right, Cortez. But if you ever feel the necessity for that, please just rethink the entire situation. It's not necessary. Quite frankly, we could do a lot better than you releasing ridiculous amounts of primal rage. What is this? A pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it is attempting to avoid your ship, you assume there's a smuggler trying to get away from beacons. Attack the pirate ship. Make it die! You power up the weapons and move into engage. Oh, that's an interesting vessel we got here. So let's just dissect this a bit. It's got a cloaking device, and it's got so it has a missile system and a charge ion beam. I don't know why it has a charge ion beam. It doesn't seem like the most useful weapon it could have in this situation, but I'm sure it's got some sort of plan. Oh yeah, go for the med bay, why not? That sounds like a great idea. It's always about the med bay, isn't it? Jeez, just leave the med bay. We don't need it. Take down their shields. Oh, I was supposed to fire the missile first. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They not enough hit to actually do damage to the shields, which is unfortunate. Actually, this could be a pretty hard fight. They're going to be able to continually repair those shields, and their missiles are not doing a small quantity of damage at this point. This is actually a serious problem. We're gone. Goodbye, pirates. I hope you didn't want to, like, kill us or something, because we are out of here. Not even. Oh, hello, automated scout. Is this just a sector completely filled with automated scouts? I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, automated scouts aren't that hard, but come on now. The tangled wrecks of many ships wait in dormancy here. You see lights flicker on what looks like debris. A rebel scout bursts out of the wreckage. Well, shut your mouth, rebel scout. Jeez, our weapons are offline. Oh, everything has gone downhill at this point. Charge the Artemis. Open fire on the missiles. We're going to need to get that med bay back up and running because Cortez is not feeling very well. Now our oxygen is gone. Everything is falling apart. Literally everything is falling apart at this point. Come on, people. Come on. Let's get it together. Cortez doesn't want to die today. And it's all about Cortez here. All about Cortez. Well, that didn't even take down one unit of shields. We are taking an inordinately large quantity of damage from this. I'm gone. Goodbye. I know that usually we're all about never leaving a fight, but in this particular situation, I think that you can agree that there was extraneous circumstances involved in the whole we were dying pretty terribly thing. It's kind of necessary to escape. Well, at least we've got a store. We can fix up our ship, and we can't buy anything else, unfortunately, except for some missiles. We can get a few missiles, and I guess some fuel. We don't want to run out of fuel. That's the worst thing ever. It's a good thing we kept all of that scrap in the bay. I knew that would be a good idea. I mean, you gotta trust me when I say that we need to put scrap in the bay. You gotta put the scrap in the bay. Cortez wants to turn the scrap into some sort of, like, amazing idol to himself, as many of the natives have arguably done in the past. But Cortez, you don't get the things that you want, okay? We're trying to work to the betterment of everyone, not just the betterment of you, Cortez. Cortez does not understand these concepts. Okay, so the rebel fleet's all the way out here. I think we're just gonna head to this one and then this one, and then we're going to just jump out of this area because we could explore more, but it becomes significantly more dangerous because there's really only one way to get to that exit. So there's not even anything here. That's just great. Brilliant. Brilliant waste of a fuel. Nothing gets out. Ooh, what's this? A ship refueling station is stationed at this beacon. We can purchase fuel here. Unfortunately, we just spent all of our scrap, sir. I would love to purchase a menagerie of fuel from you, but no such thing is going to happen. Well, that was completely fruitless. What a disgusting quantity of beacons. Like, that's ridiculous. Cortez, you must teach the natives that they need to actually have something at their beacons so that we can do something with them. Oh, what's this? This beacon seems to serve as a meeting place for local traffic. It seems you can find crew willing to fight on your ship here for a price. Oh, look at these guys. There's Swamps. Admittedly, he's a slug, which is disgusting, but he seems like he's pretty good at both being a pilot and fixing the engines. And there's Ekman, who's basically good at nothing, but I mean, he's not a slug, so that's a plus to him either way. But we can't hire anyone because we don't have any scrap. Come on, you guys don't just want to join the ship because Cortez happens to be on board. I feel like if I saw that Cortez was on board a ship, I'd probably try to burn down the ship. But maybe I'd also join the crew. There's a small, slim chance that I'd be like, I want to join that crew. More of a chance that I'd try to burn down the ship. Admittedly. Maybe a little bit of pyromania. Also, you know, he's Cortez. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, we're not hiring anyone. Nobody gets on board. Well, that'll bring us to the end of this episode for now. The next sector we're going to go to is, Zoltan Homeworlds. That is pretty big. That is pretty big. In the Zoltan Homeworlds, we do have the potential to get a whole new vessel, and I do actually happen to know precisely how to do that, because I don't know if you remember from the first episode, but I have gotten all of the ships before. I know the little tricks here. So we could potentially get a Zoltan vessel to do our next run-in. We'll have to see. Until then, thanks for watching, and of course, enjoy the rest of your day.